What is up, members of my collector corps? It is I, Super Mariozilla, or you can call me Vinny, and today we will be taking a look at the S.H.MonsterArts Blue Eyes White Dragon. Revealed as the first monster for their newly announced Yu-Gi-Oh! Line, Bandai put this figure up for pre-order for $130 and fans were excited. The prototype was on display at SDCC and I believe NYCC as well. The figure looked awesome. It has a support system as well as an awesome effect piece, and this would be a general product release, not web exclusive. The line seems to be doing good so far because Red Eyes Black Dragon is coming out. Everyone was worried for the release due to MonsterArts' track record of poor quality control on figures, but thankfully this figure turned out to be amazing. I'll just say that right now. As more of a casual fan of Yu-Gi-Oh!, I can easily say this is one of the best MonsterArts figures, and I can't wait to talk about it. So will this figure be worth picking up? Is it as good as collectors been saying? Will it be worth getting now since it's starting to sell out? Let's not waste any more time and see if this figure is worthy of a spot on your Yu-Gi-Oh! Shelf. Where do I begin? This figure looks awesome. The paint job is beautiful. I can go on and on about how good it looks. The sculpt is also amazing stuff. I love the sculpt here so much. The wings look wavy and the head looks awesome. The likeness has been captured wonderfully on the figure. All the rigids and the muscular bony look in the arms and the legs looks awesome and accurate to how Blue Eyes looks. Speaking of Blue Eyes, he has metallic blue for his eyes, so that's awesome. Looks great, and the paint is this gorgeous pearlescent white with gradient effects into a pearlescent blue. The shading and the paint blending is some of the best I've ever seen. It is so clean. The paint is so clean. Why can't the Godzilla figures look this good? It's so good here. The teeth were also cleanly painted. It looks great. That's the best way to describe Blue Eyes. He's great. The wings and how they're painted look amazing. I love the paint shading on it so much and the blending. The claws on the feet and the hands looks ferocious. I love the bony sculpt on them and the paintwork. I keep gushing about that, I really do, but the paintwork is so good here, I can't help it. Now admittedly, the wings do look a little fragile, so always handle them with care. They're not brittle, but there are reports of the wing panels breaking, so be careful with that. From head to tail, this figure has an unmatched look. The body has this rigid sculpt and painted really nicely with no issues. Again, I adore the paint blending, the best way possible. I love the face sculpt and the wing sculpt. Those are my favorite parts of the figure, for sure. Everything is superb. Overall, I think Blue Eyes White Dragon looks fantastic. Incredible looking piece. I love the sculpt and paint. The paint complements the sculpt work. Again, I could go on and on with how good the figure looks and gush about it every 5 seconds, but we gotta move on. Like I said, I think Blue Eyes looks amazing in both sculpt and paint department. Blue Eyes' articulation is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun, and he is like definitely one of the most posable MonsterArts. So let's go over it. The neck is on a series of ball joints, so he can look all the way up with no problem. Look at that range. Look at that range. Can look all the way down with no issue. And of course, looking left and right is no problem. Great stuff. The jaw is on a ball joint, so he can open his mouth this wide, and his tongue is also on a ball joint. So no problem at all. Arms are on ball joints. Has a good amount of range. It's not a lot, but it's still a good amount. Keep rotating. There's a bit of a bicep swivel within the arms. The elbows are on a swivel hinge. As well as the hands. They're also on a ball hinge. Torso right here is on a ball joint, so he could crunch forward just about this far forward and backward, pretty much all the way back. And of course, he has plenty of lean side to side. It's on the ball joint, so yeah, you get ball jointed movement. Legs are also on ball joints. Can kick just about this far forward, can kick this far back. Oops. Well, there you go. Knees on swivel hinges. As well as the feet, they're also on ball joints. So they can kick forward. They can kick backward just about this much. They can kick forward just about this much. And ankle rocker is really good. Excellent. The tail is on many series of ball joints, and it can go in all sorts of directions. Oops. Not as flexible as some other MonsterArts figures, but it still gets the job done. It is still a very flexible tail, regardless. Wings. We got a swivel hinge at the base to get into flap. And of course, it can swivel. There's a swivel hinge right here in the middle of the wings. And these wing panels right here are on tiny, tiny, tiny ball joints. They are really tiny, so be careful not to break them. Make sure you handle them with care and caution. But yeah, if you need Blue Eyes' wings to go all the way out, you can do that, no problem. So Blue Eyes has plenty of articulation. Chances are you need him in a pose, you're not going to have any problem getting him into said pose. He's definitely one of the most posable S.H.MonsterArts out there, so I am happy with that. Now his accessories is a flight system, a flight stand system. We have this clamp right here, which goes on his crotch region. Plugs into the Tamashii stage right here, which is a circular Tamashii stage. So think of it like Kong 2005. And we have other Tamashii stage arms with these little things for his wings. So in other words, it goes just like this. Goes right here on the crotch. And the wings right here on the base go into these little diamond-shaped clamps. It does take some finagling to get it right. But once you have it correct and set up, you can have Blue Eyes on the flight. With no issue. Now he does have a effect part. This, which is your standard effect part. It is not a Kamehameha, trust me. It comes apart at 4 pieces. This is one of them, and it goes together like a puzzle. Basically, you find the correct shaped hole and stick the peg in. Do keep in mind, the pegs are fragile and it is possible to break them, so do keep in mind with that, and don't put pressure on any of the pegs, otherwise they're gonna break on you. Trust me, I know from experience. In fact, one of them broke. I had to glue it back on. So yeah, that was not fun. Either way, it plugs in and plugs into the Tamashii stage, and there you go. The effect part also looks really cool. Like the lightning around it, it looks really good, and the crystallized white and blue, it has a nice look to it overall, and I love the shading effect on the end of these beams right here. Also, you can have it stick into Blue Eyes' mouth without any help from a Tamashii stage. Of course, it's making a liar out of me right here. And one of the pieces fell off. Where'd it go? Alright, there we go. Now the effect part is in his mouth without any help from a Tamashii stage. So I do like his accessories. The flight stance system is a nice inclusion to have, and you can get him into a lot of flight displays this way, so I applaud them for that, and it is definitely a better... and it fell off. It is definitely a better flight support system than it was on the MonsterArts Monster Hunter Rathalos. And the beam effect is also really nice to have. I love the colors on it. I love the shading effect, the gradient effect. It looks really nice. And the lightning effect is also the icing on the cake. So, yeah, I really do like how this looks. So, Blue Eyes accessories also gets a pass. Here's a size comparison with other figures you may or may not own. Blue Eyes may look gigantic, but he's actually not that huge, except for the wingspan. You'll definitely need to compensate for that. But overall, Blue Eyes scales well with other monsters, but I can't say how he goes on his own line since he's the only one so far. So size won't get him any real points here. Man, oh man, this figure is stellar. I love it so much. I love it, I love it, I love it. He has so much going for it. The great size, the amazing sculpted paintwork, the fun articulation, and accessories are well done. Everything here is phenomenal, and the articulation has little to no balancing issues, which is awesome. This is a perfect example of how every MonsterArts figure, regardless of franchise, should be for this line. It has little to no quality control issues, and whatever issues I mentioned are just nitpicks. Not big deals at all. So the Yu-Gi-Oh line got a strong start here with Bandai and MonsterArts, and I'm looking forward to all their future releases, just like with the Monster Hunter figures. Blue Eyes is awesome. I recommend getting him, especially now since he's starting to sell out everywhere, so you don't want to pay double for this figure at all. Get him now before it's too late. The price may seem steep, but trust me, he's worth it 100%. I mean that sincerely. Just be careful with the wing panels and you'll be golden. No one wants a broken figure at all, so handle this with care. I'm definitely tempted to army build, and I can't wait for Red Eyes Black Dragon. That's looking to be another fun release, for sure. And you have the option to army build too. You don't have to stop at just one. I love this figure, I'll say it again. I'll give Blue Eyes a perfect 10 out of 10. This is such a well done piece, and I look forward to whatever else this line has in store for the future.